Chris Jericho.
He's definitely on the list.
Okay, so just so you know, as you know, and I know you don't believe it, but as you know, he had a problem one time where he had bad reception.
Mm-hmm.
He had another problem where signal dropped. Now he was in Japan when he was, and he sent this, but we wanted to wait to bring it to Westwood One. This is an apology that he sent when he was in Japan. Would you happen to have this? And I think we even have a translation.
We do. We have a translation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disco, listen, on behalf of all the fine people at Keeping It 100 that are working so hard as we get ready to move to Westwood One, including Conan, Jojo the Twink Boy, Hurricane Helms, the Flat Earther David Weiss, the Bernie Man, Shark Boy, Johnny Fairplay, Ed's Gout, Seth Rollins' Knee, Vince Russo's LBGTQ podcast, and so many other fine people. I just want to say, listen, while I was headlining the Tokyo Dome and stealing the show, and what many are saying was the match of the year, Alpha versus Omega, I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing in between, going over the match and figuring out what to do. I actually decided to learn Japanese because I wanted to apologize to you, but in a special way. I wanted to apologize to you in the world's most ancient and beautiful language, the language of Japanese, the language of the rising sun. So here, without further ado, Disco, is your apology.
Disco Inferno さん、私はあなたに絶対に謝罪をしません。なぜなら、お前は腐った魚の匂いがするし、ヘアスタイルはダサいし、鼻は大きすぎるし、お前はクソみたいなレスラーだからです。愛を込めて、お前の友達、クリス・ジェリコより。
Wow, so there you go. I mean, it took me a long time to learn that, but I wanted to get the pronunciation right, and I wanted to make sure to get the enunciation right to give you an apology that you deserve. So hopefully this ends all of these problems once and for all. Domo arigatou gozaimasu, Disco Inferno, and sayonara, atanote de shunasai.
So there you have it.
Yeah. Now, do you have the translation of that?
Yeah, this translation was brought to us
For
by...
one sure that wasn't him making the speaking Japanese.
That was him.
Are you sure?
That was definitely him. Have you ever heard like when a guy stutters and then when he starts singing, his stuttering stops?
What is the translation?
This translation is brought to us by Evan Galloway of VIZ Media. All right, the translation is Disco.
Who's that? Who is that?
It appears to be a friend of Kevin Kleinrock who put that together. He wanted me to thank his friend there. Disco Inferno-san, I will never apologize to you. Why? Because you smell like dead fish, you have a lame hairstyle, your nose is too big, and you're a piece of shit wrestler. With love, your friend, Chris Jericho.
You know what? I would refute that. I know a little Japanese, okay? And I think something must have got lost in the translation because what I understood was, I'm very sorry. I hope to see you very soon, Disco, and good luck on Westwood One, Chris Jericho. That's I got out of it.
You don't understand. I believe Joe. I believe the translation. I believe that
Wait a minute.
Yeah, 100%.
You believe Joe? Wait. You believe Joe, Kevin Kleinrock, both who are on the list, okay? You have a running feud with him on Twitter, and some guy, what's his name?
Evan Galloway.
Evan Galloway, you've never even heard of over me.
All right. Well,
it's Hughesy. Hello.
Over me.
All right. Well, here, let me tell you this then. This is very simplistic.
Right.
I'm going to put it to Twitter. I want the listeners of the show, that anybody that speaks fluent Japanese,
right?
I want them, maybe actually at Martytude can help me out on this one. Because one of my Twitter followers, because he lives in Japan, and he's the one that was tweeting. Yeah, he was the one that was tweeting. That I was telling you about the tweets that he sent, where he was telling like the people in Japan think wrestling is real.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay, because he lives there, so maybe I can get him to translate that and see if that's an accurate translation of what was actually said. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it to let the people hear this.
To an impartial.
If anybody else speaks Japanese, let me know what the translation of that was, please.
And next week,
I'm not trusting anybody right now because I think Chris Jericho is a piece of trash. Right. I think he's very insincere, and I think he's been very disingenuous with these apologies.
And
I'm demanding the apology from Jericho. He's been very disrespectful, especially for what I bring to the Jericho network. I'm kind of like I'm
he's
nearly like
mentioned
I'm
in your books, in his books.
I'm we're the flagship show,
right.
and I'm kind of like the MVP of the Jericho Network.
Right.
You know,
And
so
you're
I
not
mean,
getting
I
no
just
love.
no, not at all.
All
Not
right.
at all.
And you like to give love, and we'll hear more about that when we get to the Sapphire segment.